It's me. Lost in Space, folks. A massive hit, the television series in the 60s, featuring the adventures of the space family Robinson, pilot Don West, the universe's most painful stowaway. Remember him, Dr. Zachary Smith, and of course, the robot. Now, every week, millions watched as Jupiter 2 careered out of control on its ill-fated voyage to Alpha Centauri.
The power cells.
I better get the children strapped down.
No time. Children.
Oh, dear.
Down on the floor. I don't know how hard we're going to hit, but it'll be the safest place.
We're dropping faster, only 10 miles to touchdown. But since I won't be needed, I think I'll join the others. Whoever Penny, you have company. Oh. Just before we hit, I'll fire the Rector rockets.
You'll overload the circuits, they'll blow.
We've got to risk it. John, you better get down the floor with the others. That's an order.
Good luck.
All right, hang on. Here we go!
Oh, yes, we were glued. The Jupiter 2 has finally returned and blasting on to midday, its intrepid pilot, Major Don West, or at least his alter ego, Mark Goddard, ladies and gentlemen.
Warning, warning, alien approaching. Warning, warning, alien approaching.
You know, that's not an easy thing to do, is it? John Williams did that, and it's not easy. You know, watching that clip, Carrie Ann High.
It's lovely to have
nice
you
meet
with
I'm
us,
sorry.
Mark. No,
I'm just taken by this guy. You know what? You've been hanging around with William Shatner too long. You're getting a little bit heavy there, robot.
Affirmative.
Yeah, he's a good robot. But I couldn't help watching, and I haven't seen that clip for 32 years, I guess.
Wow.
And I was laughing backstage because, I mean, really, it's endearing to my heart when I said, get down, that's an order, you know? It's like, wow, it's so long ago.
Well, what I was amazed at when I was reading the brief, that Alpha, you know, the spaceship set off to Alpha Centauri in 1997.
Right.
Like, it's 1997 now,
Right.
and do you feel as if you have arrived, Mark?
Geez, I'm not sure. You know, and the date of 1997 is October 16th. That's our fictional date, and there's going to be a lot of parties in the States celebrating that date. Because that's our fictional day of taking off, so it's pretty exciting. You know, it's 32 years ago, and it's kind of ancient history, and what I'm really excited about now is the movie that's coming out. With William Hurt, who plays Professor Robinson, and Mimi Rogers plays Maureen, and Gary Oldman plays Dr. Smith. He's going to be just wonderful as Dr. Smith, and my part's being created by Matt LeBlanc of Friends, so we've got a great cast, and to top it all off, I do a cameo in the movie, which is great, and I'm looking forward to seeing the movie.
Excellent. So how do you feel walking back onto something that you created in this multi-million dollar movie?
Yeah, $77 million movie. Well, I feel fortunate to have done a part in it, you know, and have been part of it in its history. And I did the part because it's kind of a tribute to the film and to the fans to say, yeah, you know, this is 32 years later, and that slender tone has kept me looking pretty good, and that's
You were watching. Now, Mark, we know it was a pioneer. It was a year before Star Trek. So you pioneered space television shows as well as the scientific sci-fi type special effects. But when you see, just for instance, what this new movie is going to be like, being on the set, your memories of the sci-fi stuff you were trying to create.
Wow. 32 years ago, it was like a lot of firecrackers going off all over the place, and you had to go left and right, and the camera would tilt as you went. And Irwin Allen, who was the producer, would hit this tin can, and he'd go to the left. Then the tin can, you go to the right. So, you know, that's the spaceship going all over the place, and that's how we did it. And, of course, June Lockhart called me Crash West, because each week we had to have a new show, so I had to crash the spaceship onto a new planet every week. And so it was raw, but we had some good values in the movie, I mean, in the television series. And I think in the movie they're going to really have even more of what is happening with people today.
Now, the robot we mentioned, of course, you know, so many of us are familiar with the robot. But I mean, like all mechanical things, did it always perform properly? Were there any problems?
I'll tell you one problem we had. If you take a minute. When Dr. Smith took over the robot to destroy the whole family, the family that he never had, so he was very jealous of that, he wanted to show us, the family, how you know, powerful this robot was. And so he took one of the space helmets that we wore into space, And what we did in the scene, Smith said, "Robot, crush this helmet." He put the helmet in here, and Robot held it like that between his pincers, right? And then we cut and we all freeze. Then they take the real helmet out and they put an eggshell helmet in that he can just pop. They put it in, then they say, "Okay, action," and the robot's there with this helmet, and you hear from the inside of the robot, he couldn't crush it, you know. I broke up. We were all laughing now. Oh. He couldn't crush it, so they cut and they did it again. He found he could break it.
You had a fairly, on camera with Zachary Smith, a very prickly relationship because he was a naughty, naughty guy, stowaway.
Yeah.
What was it like off camera?